Hey, and welcome back to another episode of My Sister's TBR. I'm Rebecca, your co-host for this mid-month catch-up where we dive into all things bookish. And of course, I'm joined by my partner in crime,
Stacey. We are so excited to chat again with you today about all the amazing books we've been reading, the latest news in the book world, and the new releases we cannot wait to get our hands on.
June is shaping up to be a not so fantastic month for reading, but we still have a ton of things to share with you. We'll be dishing on our current reads, which range from fantasy to romance, and of course, a little in between.
There's always that sprinkle. So grab a cozy blanket, your favorite beverage, and settle in for a bookish chat. We've got a lot to cover. So do you want to just get a couple of the news things? Talk about that a little bit before we dive into our new releases that we're looking forward to?
Heck yeah, I do.
We want to do that because there's a few things that we really need to just talk about. I can start it with the least exciting news that I found.
Okay.
That's not starting this episode all that great, but it's enough to ruffle some feathers, I think. So Costco, which is where a lot of people get their books, is actually set to significantly reduce its regular book offerings in US stores. It's starting in January 2025. And that's according to 4 publishing executives that are familiar with it. I'm wondering how long it'll take for that to take effect in Canada.
Ooh,
This
yeah.
might just be the tip of the iceberg. But so this change means that books will primarily be available only during holiday seasons from September to December, which is probably really going to boost their quarterly report for the end of year, which is,
True.
ayo, great for you guys. But we're missing out on a full year of books from Costco.
Yeah.
So books might still occasionally appear on shelves for the rest of the year, but their availability will be really inconsistent. And the decision is a setback for publishers and authors who have relied on Costco as a major sales channel, obviously. The anonymous executives, so they're staying anonymous due to the confidential nature of this information, cited that labor costs associated with stocking books as a primary factor behind Costco's decision. What?
Dang.
Why? Were they really paying that much extra for the labor of just stocking books? For them to... I cannot wrap my head around that being a reason to stop selling books throughout the year.
Yeah. Someone's lying here.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, I guess we'll see how that pans out in January 2025.
Then, next on our news is Suzanne Collins is set to release the 5th installment in her best-selling Hunger Games series titled Sunrise on the Reaping on March 18th, 2025. This prequel is going to take readers back to Panem 24 years before the events of the first book, focusing on the morning of the reaping for the 50th Hunger Games, also known as the Second Quarter Quell. Lionsgate has also announced plans for the 6th movie in the franchise based on this new novel. This Quarter Quell was won by Hamish Abernathy, the only victor from District 12 before Katniss Everdeen and Peeta Mellark's joint win 24 years later.
I'm pretty excited about that one because I did really like Hamish's character.
Okay. 2025 is going to be a good year.
They announced that she was releasing this new book, and then literally the same day, Lionsgate was like, oh, by the way, we're making it a movie.
Okay.
No slack. Yep. I mean, it's Hunger Games did so well in both fronts, both in book format and in movie format. So I'm not surprised that they're jumping to it.
Exciting.
Yes. Well, and in other news, Brandon Sanderson finished the first draft of the fifth book in the Stormlight Archive series, Wind and Truth, the highly anticipated fifth novel in Brandon Sanderson's epic fantasy series, The Stormlight Archive, is set to conclude the first half of this beloved saga. So this book will continue to follow the adventures of the fan favorite characters like Kaladin, Dalinar, and Shallan as they navigate the storm-ravaged world of Roshar and confront an otherworldly threat. The latest installment joins the previously released books, The Way of Kings, Word of Radiance, Oathbringer, and Rhythm of War. The Stormlight Archive is part of Sanderson's expansive Cosmere universe, a complex interconnected world of over 15 novels, numerous
Wow.
novellas, and a whole bunch of short stories. So there's a
Wow.
lot in this universe, and it's pretty amazing that like he's still just whipping out books. Oh,
Yeah. Left, right, and center.
yeah. Yeah. Anywho, that is on Brandon Sanderson. What is next?
Netflix is set to revolutionize the world of Narnia. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2018, they acquired the rights to all 7 books, promising a fresh take with multiple movies and TV series. Both. Oh, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
While details are still emerging, it seems likely they'll continue the story where the previous movies left off. Matthew Aldrich, known for co-writing Coco, that's the Pixar movie, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think so, yeah. Is on board to lead the creative vision. And the exciting news is that Greta Gerwig, the acclaimed director of Barbie, will be writing and directing at least 2 of the films.
I
I
like
like
that.
that. Barbie was actually.
She also directed Little Women, the newer adaptation of it.
Oh,
I
I
say
heard that
newer, but that
actually.
could have been like 2000 and what, 18 maybe? Ugh.
We're still based back then. Our
Yeah.
brains are still there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
While there were rumors of filming starting this August in the UK, those they haven't been confirmed yet. But we'll keep you updated as soon as there's any official news. One thing's for sure, Netflix is promising a bigger and bolder Narnia than we've ever seen before. I'm ready.
I don't know if my heart will be able to handle seeing this whole series just on screen because like I'm my heart is just going to be ripped out of my body.
Oh.
Oh, but I'm so excited. So this was only just a couple days ago. Jennifer Hartman, the author of Older, yes, she has announced that one of her books is going to be coming to screen. Is not Older. I'll just say that now. I know. I knew you were holding your
I just
breath
held
for
my
it.
breath.
I
Yes.
know. She posted on Instagram and she said, "Once upon a time, I had this wild little brain nugget where 2 people who never got along are kidnapped together, trapped in a basement, and have to work together to try and survive. It was intended to be a novella, one that I was planning on publishing under a pen name due to the nature of the story. But then the story grew wings, a pulse. I fell deeply in love with Cora and Dean. I just had to explore that healing journey and road to redemption. I swear this book wrote itself. It was more than a commitment or a job. It became a part of me and it never left. When I finally wrote the end, I burst into tears, ran downstairs to hug my husband, sobbed. I think this book might change our lives." Fast forward 3.5 years later, and here I am beyond excited to announce that Still Beating has been optioned by Passionflix to become a full-length film. I
Okay.
have not read that book yet. And I have read a number of Jennifer Hartman's books, but I have not read that one yet. So I am really excited. And I might just subscribe to Passionflix solely to watch this movie. I just
I've
love her
never even heard of that
storytelling.
before.
Um,
Yeah.
Passionflix is a lot like Netflix, but it's a lower budget and it's just romance.
Hmm.
Think like Hallmark, but spicy. I
Okay.
have watched a couple and they are actually like, I'm not going to say they're bad because I didn't find that they were our books brought to life. And
Okay.
I know. Like I said, it is on like the lower budget side, like the acting, they're not like top tier actors, but it's
Mhm.
just there's still something just so, I don't know, wholesome about seeing our books come to life.
Yes.
So, I'm excited.
Amazing.
Okay. Now, if you want, we can go into the new releases.
Okay, you can talk about the first one.
I can talk about the first one. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Daphne Perry has a new book coming out this month. Actually, it's out. I
Oh,
did not realize. Yeah. So it's Haven River Ranch, the first book in that series, titled Crossroads. It's a romance, a Western romance, let me add. And it was published June the
delicious.
4th, so it is available. Chances are it's probably on Kindle Unlimited because most of her books are, if not all of them. So that's
Okay.
that's A plus. It's 300 pages, so it's not too bad. She's a good
Yep.
size. The description. I met West Haven when I was 8 years old. He taught me to play poker when I was 9, and we made paper airplanes together when I was 11. He kissed me when I was 16. He was the best part about my family's summer vacations to Montana. He was the boy who stole my heart. I was 23 when life ripped us apart. Years later, I'm breaking my vow and returning to the ranch, not as a guest, but its new owner. West might want me gone, but even he has to admit the only way to save his family's legacy is with my help. It's not easy working side by side and facing those old memories, but this situation is only temporary. We're at a crossroads. And as long as I don't let myself fall in love with West Haven again, maybe this is our chance to put those ghosts to rest. Maybe this time we'll finally be able to say goodbye. Girl,
Oh,
I don't think you're saying
yes.
goodbye.
Nope. She is not.
Okay,
Oh.
so a second chance romance, Western.
Mhm. Enemies
There's
to lovers.
oh, okay. And I just love Daphne Perry's writing. Like it's so easy to read, but it has this like maturity to it as well.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
The next one is Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. I still haven't read anything from them.
Where why?
I know. I know. This is number 4 of the Meant to Be series. It is coming out June 25th. It is an adult contemporary romance. Oh, and it's a retelling. I love that.
You couldn't
Okay.
tell that by the
I
the
did
cover?
with the long hair. Yeah.
Oh.
320 pages. Okay, she's cute. All right.
Yeah.
Description. She has a dream. He has a plan. Together, they'll take a leap of faith. Ren has never held an iPhone, Googled the answer to a question, or followed a crush on social media. What she has done is read a book or two or three, okay, hundreds. Same. Yep. Taught herself to paint, built a working wind power system from scratch. But for all the books she's read, Ren has never found one that's taught a woman raised on a homestead and off the grid for most of her 22 years how to live in the real world. So when she finally achieves her lifelong dream of attending Corona College, it feels like her life is finally beginning. Fitz has the rest of his life mapped out: graduate from Corona at the top of his class, get his criminal record wiped clean, and pass himself off as the rich, handsome player everyone thinks he is. He's a few short months from checking off step 1 of his plans when Wren Gilden, with her cascading blonde hair and encyclopedic brain, crashes into his life, and for the first time, Fitz's plan is in jeopardy. But a simple assignment in their immunology seminar changes the course of both of their lives, and suddenly they are thrown out of the frying pan and into the fire on a road trip that will lead them in the most unexpected directions. Out on the open road, the world somehow shifts, and the unlikely pair realize that maybe the key to the dreams they've both been chasing have been sitting next to them the whole time.
Oh, so I love how there's a reference to the frying pan. Like that's hilarious.
Amazing.
So it's like not surprising to anybody, but this is by far my favorite Disney movie. Like I absolutely love Tangled. I obviously had Flynn Rider in my heart.
Of course. Oh,
So
so good.
I'm really excited to read their retelling of this and like the modernized. Oh,
Yeah,
it's so exciting.
I love it.
Yeah. The next one,
I
one
love
sec.
the cover.
Yeah. Those colors just really work well.
Yeah.
This one with the very pretty cover is a novel love story by Ashley Poston. Ah,
What else did she? Why is that name familiar?
the 7 Year Slip. We've talked about that one
Ah,
over a couple different episodes. And The Dead Romantics. That was one
ah.
that I read a little while ago that I just absolutely just floored me. I was amazed with the whole story. The
I
whole
need to
oh,
read them.
yeah. Yes.
Ugh. Okay. Okay, I'm
Okay.
excited for this.
Okay. So it's an adult contemporary romance fantasy.
Amazing.
Yes. It's 384 pages and it's coming out June 25th. Okay. I read a little bit of this description when I was putting it in. I was like, no, wait, I can't. I have to live this on air.
Okay, I'm ready.
A professor of literature finds herself caught up in a work of fiction, literally. Eileen Merriweather loves to get lost in a good happily ever after, the fictional kind, anyway, because at least imaginary men don't leave you at the altar. She feels safe in a book at home, which might be why she's so set on going to her annual book club retreat this year. She needs good friends, cheap wine, and a grand romantic gesture, no matter what. But when her car unexpectedly breaks down on the way, she finds herself stranded in a quaint town that feels like it's right out of a novel. Because it is. This place
What I have
can't be
goosebumps right
real.
now.
And yet she's here in Aloriton, the town of her favorite romance series, where the store's honey taffy is always sweet, the local bar's burgers are always a little burnt, and rain always comes in the afternoon. It feels like home. It's perfect and perfectly frozen, trapped in the late author's last unfinished story. Elsie is sure that's why she must be here, to help bring the town to its storybook ending. Except there's a character in Alorton that she can't place, a grumpy bookstore owner with mint green eyes, an irritatingly sexy mouth, and impeccable taste in novels. Oh! And he does not want her finishing this book, which is a problem because Elsie is beginning to think the town's happily ever after might just be intertwined with her own.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's giving like Once Upon a Time vibes,
Yeah,
but
bookish
romance, but
and
bookish. Yeah,
romance.
like oh, I want it now. Like, can we just forget whatever featured read we were doing for July and do this one
July.
instead?
Do we even have one for July?
We do.
A
Oh,
novel love story. I'm adding this to my TBR right now.
and I just know like this is going to be one of those novels that you're going to pick up and you're not going to be able to put down because she
Yep.
writes those. Like, I don't think I've read a book faster than I read The Dead Romantics. It was just bam, bam, bam. Like, could not put it down, could not stop reading it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Then the next one is Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. This is the number two in the Ruinous Love trilogy. I never read the first one. How did you like the first one?
I think I may have rated that one 5.
Amazing. So this came out June 4th. It is a dark romance, delicious, and it's 416 pages. So should we read this out or is this a spoiler?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be like a standalone, like it's obviously gonna have the couple from the first book, but it's okay to read out the description.
Okay. Contract killer Lachlan Kane wants a quiet life working in his leather studio and forgetting all about his traumatic past. But when he botches a job for his boss's biggest client, Lachlan knows he'll never claw his way out of the underworld. At least, not until songbird Lark Montague offers him a deal. Use his skills to hunt down a killer, and she'll find a way to secure his freedom. Catch, he has to marry her first. And they can't stand each other. Indie singer songwriter Lark is the sunshine and glitter that burns through every cloud and clings to every crevice that Lachlan Kane tries to hide inside. The surly older brother of her best friend's soulmate, Lachlan thinks she's just a privileged princess, but Lark has plenty of secrets hiding in the shadows of her bright light. With her formidable family in a tailspin and her best friend's happiness on the line, she's willing to make a vow to the man she's determined to hate, no matter how tempting the broody assassin might be. As Lachlan and Lark navigate the dark world that binds them together, it becomes impossible to discern their fake marriage from a real one. But it's not just familiar dangers that haunt them. There's another phantom lurking on their doorstep, and this one has come for blood. Dun dun dun.
So these
Okay.
books kind of give me the novel series or novella series, whatever it was, Mindfuck.
Oh yeah.
It sort of gives me those vibes where it's like kind of
Oh.
like dark and twisty and there's that romance and yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
Hmm. So the next one that we have is Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. This is a horror and a thriller and it's rated for adults and it's 288 pages.
Hmm.
It was out on June 11th and the description is: in June 1993, a group of young guerrilla filmmakers spent 4 weeks making Horror Movie, a notorious, disturbing art house horror flick.
Hmm.
The weird part? Only 3 of the film's scenes were ever released to the public, but Horror Movie has nevertheless grown a rabid fan base. 3 decades later, Hollywood is pushing for a big budget reboot. The man who played the Thin Kid is the only surviving cast member. He remembers all too well the secrets buried within the original screenplay, the bizarre events of the filming, and the dangerous crossed lines on set that resulted in tragedy. As memories flood back in, the boundaries between reality and film, past and present, start to blur. But he's going to help remake the film, even if it means navigating a world of cynical producers, egomaniacal directors, and surreal fan conventions. Demons of the past be damned. But at what cost? Horror Movie is an obsessive, psychologically thrilling, and suspenseful twist on the cursed film that breathlessly builds to an unforgettable, mind-bending conclusion.
Okay, they're talking a big talk right now.
Yeah, this is giving like Blair Witch. I don't know, like it kind of gave me like House of Leaves vibes. I know you don't really know that, but
I've heard you talk
um
about it though.
yeah. I don't know, like this seems like it's going to be
Okay.
I think I'm going to be scared reading this one.
That's what we've been looking for.
I know. Maybe we need to read it. Maybe
I think
this
so,
is
honestly.
the one. Okay.
Okay, the next one. Ah, the next one is The Housemaid is Watching, which is or by Frida McFadden, which is number 3 of the Housemaid series. This just came out June 11th. Cannot
Mhm.
give any descriptions because spoilers.
Spoilers.
I need to read the second one. I keep meaning to, but I've
I
been
know, me too. And I spoiled some stuff by reading the description.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's why I did not enter the description when I was putting it
Okay.
on our page. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
so
well thank
sad,
you.
but
Yeah. Uh
still read it. I mean, it's not like huge big spoilers. It's just enough that I was just kind of like, oh,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, we need
Oh.
to we need to read the second so we can read the third.
Yes.
I have seen a lot of people saying that they were disappointed with the third one.
Hmm.
So that kind of is a little bit
That
of a
sucks.
stick in the mud, but
Yeah. But hey, we've seen bad reviews on books that we rated 5 stars as well. So
fair. That's very fair. We don't normally like to trust other people's reviews,
no.
I
Trust
think is the
no
best
one.
way.
Trust no one. Yeah. All right. Give us the next one.
Okay. Ugh, this one. The Stars Too Fondly by Emily Hamilton. The cover is gorgeous. This is a sci-fi LGBT romance.
Hmm.
It's released on June 11th and it's 336 pages. So here's the thing. Cleo and her friends really, truly didn't mean to steal the spaceship. They just wanted to know why, 20 years ago, the entire Providence crew vanished without a trace. But then the stupid dark matter engine started on its own. Now these four 20-somethings are en route to Proxima Centauri and unable to turn around while being harangued by a hologram that has the face and snide attitude of the ship's missing captain, Billy. Cleo has dreamt of being an astronaut all her life, and Earth is a lost cause at this point. So this should be one of those blessings in disguise that people talk about. But as the ship travels deeper into space, the laws of physics start twisting. Old mysteries come crawling back to life, and Cleo's initially combative relationship with Billy turns into something deeper and more desperate than either woman was prepared for.
Interesting.
Yes. I have not been
Okay.
reading as many sci-fi novels as I once did and as I
Yeah.
would like to. So I think this would be a
Add
good
it.
one to yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to get back.
Okay, the last one on our list is You're Safe Here by Leslie Stevens, and this is coming out June 25th. It is a sci-fi thriller, another queer. Okay,
Mhm.
320 pages. In 2060, the Well Pod is the latest launch from the largest tech company the world has ever seen, a fleet of floating personal paradises scattered throughout the Pacific Ocean, focused entirely on health, solitude, and relaxation. Created by an enigmatic founder who will stop at nothing to ensure her company's success, it is the long awaited pinnacle of wellness technology. For newly pregnant Maggie, the 6 week program is the perfect chance to get away, especially since the baby isn't her partner's.
Ooh.
Noah Bear isn't a perfect fiance. She's too distracted, too focused on her work and helping program the well pod to give Maggie the attention she deserves. But when she discovers something rotten beneath well pod's shiny exterior, a history of faulty tech and dangerous cover ups, she knows one thing. She'll do whatever it takes to keep Maggie safe. Cute. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep. Another interesting one, I think.
Kind of giving Wally meets Westworld.
Wally. All
Okay,
right.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. I want to know. What you reading?
Ah! Okay. There's a few different books that I'm reading right now, and I don't know what I should start with because they're
Oh
all pretty
dear.
exciting.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Pick one, two, or three.
3.
Oh, okay. I started this one because of the news about Jennifer Hartman's book coming out. It's not that book, but it's another one by her that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about, and it's only like newly on Kindle Unlimited, so I jumped on it. Okay, so it's June 1st by Jennifer Hartman.
Hmm.
It's 474 pages, and it's like a new adult romance and suspense. So this is another standalone forbidden romance.
Oh, delicious.
Uh-huh. Want to know what happens to a man who barely claws his way out of a tragedy only to fall right into the arms of the one girl in the world he isn't allowed to love? Another tragedy, that's what. When Brant was 6 years old, his father made a choice that altered the course of his entire life. Because of what he did, the only girl Brant ever loved became the only girl he couldn't have. Though in a lot of ways, he did have her. He had her first steps, her first words, her first smile. He had her milestones, her heartbreaks, her dreams. He had her heart so woven in with his, he didn't know where she ended and he began. Only as the years pressed on, lines became blurred, and the blurrier the line, the easier it is to cross. They say tragedy comes in threes. For Brant, that was true. The first one changed him, the second one broke him, and the third one healed him. But at the center of all the tragedy, there is a love story. And at the center of that love story, there's June.
Ah. Okay, I just got goosebumps like listening to that last like part of that.
I didn't read the description before I read it, and now I know that there's two more tragedies coming.
Oh God.
I've already cried twice reading this, and I'm only 10%.
Oh God. You're in for it.
It's really good. Again, Jennifer Hartman just has this way of writing that just grabs you from the first page and just holds on tight.
Mm.
If this is anything like how she wrote Older, that forbidden love with that.
Mm.
If
Oh.
this does it as delicately and doesn't start giving me ickiness,
Mm.
I'm going to be happy.
Okay.
But I don't think that it's going to be like an icky forbidden romance. What are you reading?
I'm not reading very much. I literally nope. I'm like not doing good this month. Um I'm gonna like just rush over this just because like I've been reading it for so long. So like Court of Silver Flames. I'm still freaking reading it, but I'm actively reading it again now. So I'm not gonna go over that because God knows we've been talking about that so friggin' long. Um I'm currently reading like our featured read,
Mhm.
but that's it.
There's no more Frida McFadden.
Not currently because I'm trying to finish The Court of Silver Flames. I am listening to Homes Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. So I'm trying to, so I am still actively like listening to that. I'm trying to finish those two and focus on like the feature read before I read
Yeah,
anything else. Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. So like I'll talk about the featured read a little bit when we get to that point, but you may as well just take the reins on this one because nobody needs to hear me talk about A Court of Silver Flames again.
Again. But
Again.
it's so good.
I know.
So my next book is the book club book, which is Lightlark by Alex Astor.
Hmm.
This is a young adult romance fantasy. It's 416 pages. Um, yeah, the description. Welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears to host the Centennial, a deadly game that only the rulers of 6 realms are invited to play. The invitation is a summons, a call to embrace victory and ruin, baubles and blood. The Centennial offers the 6 rulers one final chance to break the curse that have plagued their realms for centuries. Each ruler has something to hide. Each realm's curse is uniquely wicked. To destroy the curses, one ruler must die. Isla Crown is the young ruler of Wildling, a realm of temptresses cursed to kill anyone they fall in love with. They are feared and despised and are counting on Isla to end their suffering by succeeding at the Centennial. To survive, Isla must lie, cheat, and betray, even as love complicates everything. She's pretty good so
Okay.
far. So far, she's
Okay.
pretty good. I'm pretty optimistic about it because it has, I know like a lot of people have said this, that it's gives like Hunger Games
Hmm.
vibes, which is
Mm-hmm.
really cool. And yeah, like a bunch of people that I know have read it and loved it.
Sounds interesting.
It's a very pretty hardcover.
Mm.
Under the dust jacket, you take it off and it's just
Oh.
like outlined around the hardcover in like gold, and Lightlark is written
Oh.
across the front of it. It's gorgeous.
Amazing. Are you reading anything else?
The featured read and what? Let me just. Oh yes! Oh, holy crap!
Holy crap.
Holy crap! I'm reading another arc. I'm reading another arc that I got approved for, and it's like she's pretty good. It's called "The Love of My Afterlife" by Christy Greenwood.
Hmm.
And this one actually has like blurbs from like Colleen Hoover. I haven't read anything by her before. So this is a new book, but it's a romance fantasy. So it's a fantasy romance, 384 pages. And this one is going to be released on July 2nd. A recently deceased woman meets the one in the afterlife waiting room, scoring a second chance at life and love if she can find him on Earth before 10 days are up. If she wasn't dead already, Delphi would be dying of embarrassment. Not only did she just die by choking on a microwavable burger, but now she's standing in her shine like a star nightie in front of the hottest man she has ever seen. And he's smiling at her. As they start to chat, everything else becomes background noise. That is until someone comes running out of the door, yelling something about a huge mistake, and sends the dreamy stranger back down to Earth. And here, Delphi was thinking her luck might be different in the afterlife. When Delphi is offered a deal in which she can return to Earth and reconnect with the mysterious stranger, she jumps on the opportunity to find her possible soulmate and a fresh start at life. But in a city of millions, Delphi is going to have to listen to her heart, learn to ask for help, and perhaps even see the magic in the life she's leaving behind. It's like the Good Place vibes. It's so far like there's a lot of good reviews on it. So I'm just at the beginning of it, and it's so good. There's a lot of funny and pop culture references. Like it almost felt a little overdone, but it's not too bad. So that's all I'm reading besides the featured read. So if you wanted to take it away.
Oh my god. So our featured read for this month is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Amazing. Oh my god. Amazing. Amazing.
Are you still currently reading it, or are you done?
Yes. No, I'm still currently
Okay.
reading it.
Okay.
405 pages. When it comes to love, Emma is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up, but it turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out and they'll go on to find their soulmate. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious. But when Emma's toxic mother shows up and Justin has to assume guardianship of his three siblings, they are suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings. Has fate finally brought the perfect pair together, or will their cure be way more hazardous than the curse itself? I love it. Like the humor, the writing, the
Oh,
description of like the characters. Ah,
yeah. I finished it. I literally could not stop.
yeah,
I
I can see
intended
why.
to pace it out. I intended to, make it last the month so that at least the last, when we do our episode, it would be fresh in my head.
Yeah.
There was no way I was pacing this at all. Like, I gorged myself on this book. But she's so cute.
I love her and like the cover,
I know, it's gorgeous.
she's so pretty.
It's just,
I
it
did
was such a good, perfect, like, summer read.
uh and that's what we were looking for this month.
So, like, the insta-love trope, I don't normally go for. Like,
Mhm.
that's not usually something that I find myself, like, attracted to. But I didn't bat an eye when, like, and again, like, I mean, it's not, like, a spoiler or anything. Like, I'm not, like, spoiling anything by saying that. Because it's pretty obvious by the way that she describes him in the
Yeah.
description that she
Yeah. We all know what's going to happen.
yeah. But I love that so much. Like their chemistry, like so like, right from the
Yeah.
beginning, the
Oh.
very beginning was just unmatched.
There's just some people that you really just click with
Yeah.
right away. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so
I can't.
excited to talk about it. There was just so many parts that you just can't stop. You got to keep going. But
Oh, gosh.
anyways, we will leave all that for our next episode.
Yeah. Come back and join us in 2 weeks.
Hey! And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at MySistersTBR.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Toodles!